Everybody, my name's Kat and welcome to my channel. And today it's really windy outside, but I've got some stuff to do. So I am in the small greenhouse and today I'm going to clean it out and plant the potatoes in the buckets. So let's get working. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is empty out last year's soil. Emptied it out in here because I'm going to use that spent soil in here, and then I'm going to take my bucket out and I'm going to clean it because it's got mildew or algae on the inside. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to wash it out with a little bit of water and 1 part bleach to a gallon of water and rinse it real well. I take it out and show you, but like I said, it's really windy and not a very good day to be filming outside. But you need to use regular bleach without any scents or anything to it, and you need to rinse it really well. Okay, to make the bleach water, I simply fill a gallon jug with water. Just a little bit of bleach. It doesn't take much really. Shake that up a little bit and take it out and put it over the pot. We'll go out and just do it. Okay, I've cleaned the pots with water and a wire brush, and now I'm going to take them over here to do the bleach. You want to do the bleach in an area that you don't want anything to grow. Now all you have to do is basically just take it around the sides. It'll go out the hose at the bottom. Your water that you've got bleach in it, and then you come back and you rinse it well. Upside down and let them drain. Let them dry a little bit before you plant them. Now I could reuse the soil again. We've just had to add a little bit more fresh soil to it and add some fertilizer to it. But I've got new soil, so I'm going to use the new soil on this one. I got 5 buckets already done that I just reused the same soil, added some fertilizer, some bone meal, and some bud meal to them. And I used my potatoes from the grocery store that had gone bad, or not gone bad, but they had gone sprouted. You can use these. It's best to use them in a pot and not to put them out in your garden because they could have blight and stuff like that on them. But as far as the potato itself, it's perfectly good to use. For this batch, I went out and bought some red potatoes and some white potatoes, which I'm going to plant. So, let's get started. Now there's different ways that people do this. Some people think you have to just put enough dirt on them to cover them at the bottom. And other people think you can fill the bucket to the top. I've always filled the bucket to about here and then added more at the if I needed it. You always leave it at least an inch from the top, no matter how you do it. But you start out by putting 2 to 4 inches of soil in the bottom of the container. Now, I like to add just a little bit of fertilizer to this bottom part. Mix that up. Then add a little more salt on top before you put seed potatoes in, so they're not directly in contact with the fertilizer. And then you grab one of your seed potatoes. Now, some people like to cut the potato in half, and others like to leave it whole. I usually just put a whole one in. And you put it so the chip part, which is this part here, put it so it faces up. And I usually put about 3 per bucket. And then I simply fill it the rest of the way up with dirt. Just be careful not to break the little sprouts, so you don't put any pressure on them. Just cover them up. Now, as long as they are not breaking the surface of the ground, of the soil, you don't have to worry about frost or freezes. Once they break the surface, then you have to start worrying about frost, because they won't be able to take a frost. So you can either put them outside with a fleece blanket over them, or you can keep them inside the greenhouse. And I'm going to put mine outside with a fleece blanket over them, because I got other plans for the greenhouse. Now, once you get all this done and get them topped off to where you want them to be, I'm going to have to add more to that. There's one I've got done. So when you get them filled, first you want to take some shredded leaves, put over the top, and that helps add a mulch that keeps the soil moist without being overly damp. And that is all there is to doing the potatoes in the bucket. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these done. I got a grow bag I'm gonna do out there. These two that have carrots in them from last year, I'm going to harvest those carrots. I'm going to put potatoes in them this year. Okay, all the potatoes are done. They're labeled. They're in their bucket brackets. And we've got the leaves on top of them. Now I'm going to water them in. And then we'll put the fleece over the top. you see the water come out from the bottom for the first water. You want it completely wet. After this first initial watering, I probably will not have to water them again for a good week because of the cool temperatures. When it gets warmer and they start producing leaves, then you'll have to test it with your finger and find out if they need water or not. Because they need to be kept moist, not soggy. Buckets have 3 potatoes in them. This big potato bag has 6 of them. And the potato bag, I reused the soil. I just amended it with bone meal, blood meal, and fertilizer, and added more on the top, along with these leaves. I see water coming out of the side, so we're done with the watering. Well, I turned the compost yesterday, so I'm gonna soak it down. It hasn't been gotten wet for a while since it's been covered. Fleece really doesn't need to go over them today, but since I've got it out, I might as well get it done. Okay, this fleece has seen its days, has been around for a while. That's the nice thing about this stuff, it lasts for a good long time. I know you're thinking that's not going to stay on with the wind, and you're right, it's not. Spring clamps works wonderful. Clip them on to the side of the bag. suction to keep the, and that's it. We just check them every once in a while, make sure they don't need any more water, and that they're covered. And this will protect them from a light frost. Like I said, they don't really need it until they break the surface, but we're putting it on here now just in case we get busy and we don't get out here to do it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned something, and remember to dream big, follow that dream, and subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Bye.